Babs, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. As you can all see, I'm in a new location. I'm currently in the middle of moving back home from Edinburgh. I'm moving home. My bedroom at the moment is in a state of all over the placeness because I need to tidy it all, and I need to get rid of a load of stuff because my mum and dad want to redo the whole bedroom. Which takes me to the video topic of today. Part of what I had to do for my bedroom cleanup is I needed to go through my bookcase, because there's no guarantee I will have a bookcase in my new bedroom, because with a double bed most of the space will be taken up. So my mum kind of was like, take this as an opportunity to go through your bookcase, have a look for books that you will not read again, and we're going to donate them to charity. And it's also an excuse for me to clear up some space so I can get some new books as well. So I have 55-ish books that I am giving to charity, and I thought I would do a little video and explain why I'm giving them away and show you the books that I'm no longer reading. So yeah, let's get started. So many of these books you will find are series. The first one I have a load of Vampire Diaries books. These are Stefan's diaries. I found Vampire Diaries, these books are very different from the show, and I read these in high school and I've never touched them again, so these two books are going. And I have some of the books of the series is based off. The first two are 2 books in 1, so this is technically 6 books. As I said, loved them in high school, very well read and loved. I just don't think I'll be reading them again, so I'd rather donate them to a new home. So I have 2, like, the girls' book to everything. This is a very old copy from, when was this printed? This was printed in 1991, and this was my cousin's old book. And this is the newer version. Once again, I read them, I found them very interesting, I just won't read them again, so why not donate them to someone else? These are 2 books I got from Santa. Test Your Cat, the Cat IQ test, and the Davies book Cats. When we first got the cat that's somewhere in this bedroom, when we first got her, it was a running joke to find as many cat things as possible. And now we have a dachshund. It's the exact same thing. But I've never really read these. They were just more of a joke I got for Christmas, so I thought if I'm not going to read them, get rid of them. Which brings me to this book. Never read it at all. I think I got it free somewhere. It was just one of these. I never found it interesting, and even the blurb, it wasn't something. It was part of World Book Day and it cost £1 in 2015. So now, when Sims 3 came out, I was a huge fan, and my mum actually got me this. It's the game guide, and it gives you tips and tricks and cheats, and it just told you everything you needed to know about the new Sims 3 world. I'm giving this away because I'm sure someone has Sims 3 that they want to do. I'm also giving away the Sims 3 game, so people can use this as well as the game. See, I was that person that always got a Beano and a Dandy, and I always got the annuals every year, so these are the 2012 annuals. Once again, they were very thoroughly loved. I just don't think I will ever reread them. I had to be very strict with myself. Beano and Dandy are 2 of these magazines I've always been interested in, and I've always read them from such a young age, so it's weird not having them around. I used to have boxes upon boxes of the magazine. So I'm getting rid of this Jamie Oliver 5 ingredients cookbook, mainly because I already have this in my flat in Edinburgh. I have a funny feeling this is my little sister's, but when she cleared out her room, everything that she didn't want to get rid of but didn't want in her room got donated to me and got put in my bedroom, and I was told by my parents, well, if it's in your room you get the final say, and seeing as I've already got a copy, this is going to go to charity. Now this is an interesting book, as I don't know if many of you are aware, I am actually dyslexic, and I was diagnosed as dyslexic in high school. and I got given this book to help me in English. It was somewhat helpful, but there's some words that even my spelling didn't turn up in here. It's like common misspellings, and the word it actually means. You can look up your misspelling, it'll tell you how it's actually spelled. It was very helpful in high school, but now I use Word document and I have loads of spell checking systems on my laptop, so I don't need this as much. So hopefully someone who was in the same predicament as me, or someone who does find spelling hard, can get some use out of this, because it definitely helped me in high school, like especially during exams. I was quite lucky I was allowed to bring this in with me during exams. Obviously they checked it for like cheats and everything, but it was a bit like how you're allowed a dictionary in your languages exams. I was allowed this, which was very, very helpful. So yeah, I hope this helps someone as much as it helped me. Okay, so the next book series I'm donating is, I have a few of the Morganville books. I have, one just dropped. I have Feast of Fools, Carpi Corpus, Midnight Alley, Glass House, The Dead Girls Dance, and Lord of Misrule. The reason why I'm getting rid of these is, as much, I think I only read the first 4. Yeah, looking at the spines, I've only read the first 4. I found the first 2 books so intriguing. I absolutely loved the world, I loved the characters. And then it just got very, very confusing, and it was one of these, there was too much mystery building and not enough answers, and it was almost like it was trying to do too much too once, in my opinion. So I kind of stopped reading it because it just was one of these, I was just so confused. I didn't know what any of the characters' motivations were, that none of them were really the same anymore, and I just kind of lost interest in the series. So there's no point in me keeping them around if I've no longer got any interest in them, so I'm just gonna give these to someone who might find them interesting. Okay, the next series is the biggest series I'm getting rid of, and that is the House of Night series. I think I've got all the books bar like 2 or 3, and the reason why I'm getting rid of this is loved the series in high school, and rereading them I love maybe the first 2 or 3 books so much. The world building, the characters, the plot twist, the development is so fascinating. So my dog just moved. The development is also fascinating. The writing is absolutely phenomenal. I love all the characters. But I tried to reread this series quite recently, and the part of the reason why I want to give it away is a lot of the plotline is really, really fascinating, but a lot of it revolves around the same kind of love triangles over and over and over again in an almost somewhat predictable way. And rereading it now a bit older, I'm not getting as much enjoyment out of this. Once again, the beginning and the initial world building, fascinating, love it. They still love it so much, but as it got into as it got deeper and deeper into it, I just kind of was like, I can't deal with this anymore. There's so much happening, and there's not like an end goal. I can't see the end goal. So I'm getting rid of all of my House of Night books, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. All 9 of them. Okay, another YA series I'm getting rid of. You can so totally tell where my mind was in high school looking at all these books. It's the Evermore series by Alison Noel. The first few books of these I absolutely loved. I found the way the magic system worked with energy, and you could create energy, was absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. But the whole love story throughout, that never interested me as much as the magic in it, and it became more and more prominent within the series. I'm missing one book There was one book that came out in 2011, but I kind of had given up on the series by then, so yeah. Definitely a fantastic read, and if you're really into romance, I think you will really appreciate it. If you're fans of Vampire Diaries, I think you will very much appreciate it. So you should check this out, but sadly I'm going to have to give these to charity. This book, Kiss of Life by Daniel Waters. I don't actually remember reading this. I found this on my shelf and I don't think I've read this. And it kind of, now I'm reading about it, now I've read the blurb, it's something I don't think I'm it's the kind of genre I want to read anymore. It's kind of about her ex-boyfriend's a zombie, and yeah, it's weird. It's a bit weird. So yeah. It was something, you know, when you read something, you've never read it, like the back again, you're like, High School Sarah, why do you want that? So that's why it's going to charity. This is by the same author as True Blood, which I have kept. But I read this and I wasn't as, I don't know, it was interesting, it was a good read, it was a quick read, but it wasn't a reread, if that makes sense. Very much really good writing style, very much like the True Blood series or the Stooky Stackhouse, I can't pronounce her last name, series. Very much same kind of world and everything. It was just not, for me, it wasn't a reread, like I couldn't see myself rereading it. So I thought, why not benefit someone and give it to charity? Plus it's hardback, so. Now this was the one series that I debated whether or not to give it away, and what made me agree to give it away is just a little girl's face in the park when I described the books to her. The 13 series, I guess, is all about fairies and fae, and it's very much an introduction to children to that kind of mythology of fae children and getting that kind of thing. And it isn't like lovey-dovey fairies, it's very much like Shadowhunters, fae, you have to watch what you're talking about, what you say, you could get kidnapped, all that kind of thing. But it's such a great telling, and it's such a good story that follows this girl and her family and her gran, and it's just one of these great introductions to that world. And I absolutely loved it when I read it, and I've reread the whole series multiple times. So the reason I'm getting rid of this is mainly because I feel like some other girl that was like me, or who is like me, really should read these books as well, like the little girl in the park. And it's such a good introduction to that kind of side of fairies that not a lot of people, like a lot of people know now, but like how do you introduce that to a child? Like they're used to this lovey-dovey fairy type, and it's not like horror-ish, but it's very much mischievous and not to be trusted, and it's such a good depiction of fairies in a kind of childish way, and the mystery within this is so good as well. This series has been thoroughly loved, and I really hope whoever gets these next enjoys the series as much as I did. So okay, so I'm getting rid of two books, Shiver and Linger. I know this series, I don't have all the books, has been converted into a TV show that's on Netflix. The reason why I'm getting rid of this is I tried werewolf books. This is what these are, they're werewolf books. And I just couldn't get into them. I tried so hard, the characters just felt very meh to me. So it was one of these, if you don't enjoy it, why do you still have it kind of thing. No offense to any of the fans who do enjoy it, it's just me personally, I just felt there could have been so much more to everything. So I'm just going to get rid of them. Now, this is an almost series I'm getting rid of. By that I mean I'm missing one book because You know when you give someone a book to borrow and they never give it back? This is what happened to me. So I'm getting rid of the Twilight. For obvious reasons. I don't know. I'm missing New Moon? New Moon. I let my friend borrow it in high school and I never got it back. But definitely not ever going to reread these. Read them when they came out. I think I kind of enjoyed them when they came out. I liked what they were trying to portray, even if it was a bit meh. Especially, I don't think I could reread them now. I think I've read so many other books that are so much better. I don't think I could read these now, but I'm going to donate them to a good home and hopefully someone likes them. So last few books. I'm going to get rid of the Hunger Games trilogy. The reason for this is A, I have them all on my Kindle, and B, this is definitely a series where I read the first book, then I watched the films, and part of me doesn't know if I want to read the rest of them, even because I know I really enjoyed the films a lot. But yes, I have them all on my Kindle. All my family members have them on their Kindles. Well, by that I mean my mum and dad, and my sister doesn't read. So we all kind of agreed, what's the point in having them if we all have them on our Kindles? So we're just going to get rid of them. The first one's been read, obviously, and then the other two haven't been touched. They came as a pack of 3, so we were like, we'll just get rid of them all and someone can have the series. And then I've got 2 more books. I've got How to Kill a Mockingbird and I have Lord of the Flies. The reason why I have Lord of the Flies is because I had to study it in high school, and I don't hate the book, but it was a struggle for me to read this in high school. I'm so glad we read it as a class, because otherwise I don't think I'd ever pick it up. Don't think I'm bad for getting rid of a high school book. All the Shakespeare we've ever read, I've kept all those books. I love Shakespeare to bits, Richard III being my favourite. This book in particular, it was interesting, but you know when you've studied something you now can't read it without thinking about all those notes and why things are there because of studying. This is the issue I'm having with Lord of the Flies, so I'm going to give that to someone else. And To Kill a Mockingbird, I cannot get through this. I've tried so many times to try and read this and it's just not happening. I was recommended to read it by my friend Ruth in high school, and so I got a copy and I've just never been able to sit down and read it. So I have so many more books, literally, because I've had to clear my room. All my books are in my cupboard on like a top shelf. I have so many books to get through at the moment. There's no point in adding something I'm going to struggle with, so I'm going to get rid of it. So guys, those are all the books I'm going to be donating to charity. Have you read any of them? What do you think about some of the books I'm giving to charity? Tell me your thoughts below. If you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more, I am going to be trying to post a video every single day of May. So subscribe to the channel and put the notifications on. Give this video a big thumbs up and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!